What's happening? This is Brian Dawkins, and you're tuning in to The LOFT.
Has brought out the best of me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The LOFT. If you guys are new here, please like, comment, subscribe, and if you're not new, welcome back. Our next guest is a very special one. He is a DJ in the city, colleague of mine, friend, brother. He just joined the Q102 team. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Quigley AKA DJ Quigs. How you doing?
What's going on? How you
What's up, bud?
Good. What's going on? Thank you for having me.
Nah, of course, bro. I wanted to get you on the pod, man. It's been a while. We've been in the industry together for a little while, and I met you here and there just through mutual friends. We go out and see each other, and then we really got connected, really became close, and then I learned a bit more about your story, which I think is really cool, and it's definitely different than a lot of other stories that I've heard before. When it comes to like the industry and stuff, and just honestly, just even being out in general, and you've been doing a lot lately, bro. You've been hustling your ass off. You've been really killing it, and as a friend, as a brother, I want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Appreciate
and we
it.
talk all the time, man. We talk, whether it's for like just helping each other out with certain advice or whatever the case. You help me a lot with like my EPK and stuff. So it's like, just like really helping each other out. And yeah, bro, I want to just talk to you, have a conversation. It's rare that we, unless we're at like McGill Cuddy's doing like the bingo or something like that, we get to really sit and hang out and talk. But like, I wanted to have you on just to chop it up, learn more about you and all your South Philly friends and all that stuff. And see you on the camera. His pretty face on camera.
Yeah.
Quiggs don't like to be on camera, but he is today.
No,
so
this is my first time on camera. I did podcast with Tonka, but not on camera though. So
here you are.
It's all good. It's good on. Thank you for having me.
Nah, no worries, bro. But so obviously you DJ in Philadelphia, and we're all growing. You're growing a lot. So where are you from? Like, where'd you come from?
So I'm originally from South Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I started DJing when I was 2010, so I think I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
What really got me into DJing was just loving the music. Always went back to the music. So, I had a friend of mine who DJed. Well, now he's a friend of mine now. But I had an 8th grade graduation party, and I was, the DJ was rocking and all that stuff. So I was like, I want to be a DJ. And shout out to Richie, Richie Sounds. So I just started saving money up for all that. I was working at ShopRite, my first job. I think I just turned 16. I started working.
At 16, you were working at ShopRite?
So I was just coming up with money. I had no idea what to expect, like nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, I just started saving money up. I bought my first equipment, speakers. Had no idea about anything. So
just a hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now you're on Q102, man.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
All your hard work and talent is paying off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you grew up in South Philly. You work on a shop, right? You're hustling. Started when you were 16.
Oh, yeah.
And then you moved away, correct?
Well, this is a long time ago. So I started doing private parties. Started DJing private parties, local bars in South Philly. I met the Punzos, Frankie Punzo and Phil Punzo, and they really showed me the DJing world and all that stuff. I started off with a mix deck. You plug the iPod and CDs. Yeah. HP computer. I didn't really know better. My dad was like, all right, let's go we'll try to do this out. Download music on LimeWire, use the CDs and all that stuff, and I didn't know nothing. Everyone's using Scratch Live, and at that time I had no idea what that was. Mixing on vinyl, all that stuff. So. Yeah. Wanted me and Frankie. Frankie started showing me the ways, and then his brother Phil. They're very talented. The Punzos, the sister's a singer, the dad's a DJ. Very fortunate to have them in my life. But yeah, they had helped me out big time with it. So I started doing private parties, started doing bars, and then just started networking with a bunch of other people. I had friends that I met, grew up with, since day one. Shout out to Louie, Liberty One, Doodles, Dino. All those people were in my corner and still in my corner now to this day that I still talk to. So, but yeah, I started doing the private parties, and then I was working for Chiggy's and Pete's. Bordentown was there for a few years. Just I got out of high school. Didn't want to go to school. Didn't want to go to college.
Where'd you go to high school at?
Went to Roman.
Did you want to go to Roman? I didn't know that. I went to Ryan. Yeah.
A lot of people go to Newman and Gretty and all that stuff. So it's like,
yeah, shit. I
wanted to be different. Meet other people. I'm very fortunate to go to Roman because I have so many other friends. So, but it's a
and then so you always stayed in Philly, correct?
Yeah. So I stood in Philly, and then from Philly. Can we retake?
Yeah.
Clear out. Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So with Philly, I got married.
Yeah.
And so I relocated to Maryland and Virginia area. Not a lot of people don't know about that I was married, and now I'm divorced. But went away for a few years, moved down there. COVID all happened. Yeah. And then from there,
started going crazy with it, man.
Well, yeah. Well, originally, like I was done. I moved down there. My ex, at the time she got promoted, she got a job down there. So like, it was like, all right, I'm married, gonna have kids, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I actually gave up DJing at that point. Wow. So, and then with the COVID thing, it just doesn't help. So things didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And then I moved back to the city a little less than 3 years now. So
when you were where did you move to?
I moved to Virginia,
right?
Yeah.
What was your plan? What were you gonna do career wise? Did you have any idea or no?
I had no idea.
You're just gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I was gonna figure it out. I literally dropped everything to move there. I was successful DJ and had a good job with the city, all that stuff back in Philly. Yeah. And then I moved down there, just didn't have some money saved. We just got married. She had a great opportunity out there. Yeah. So I started working at a grocery store, and then from there on, I just started moving up, worked for the one of the cities down in Virginia. Yeah. At the courthouse there, and I got a job with Google, but
oh shit.
Yeah. So I was working for them. I was doing security with them. I was in the process of going to school to get my degree in business management with focus on cybersecurity.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Yeah. See, that's why I like having Quigley on the pods. I didn't know he's a security
guy. There's a lot of things people don't know.
Full of surprises,
Yeah. So.
Nice. So then you came back and you're just like, dude, like at that moment, because like I said, we don't have to dive into the marriage or anything like that. It's amicable. It happened. Stuff like that happens. But like when you came back, were you just like, now I'm going to fully just focus on what I need to do and get my opportunities? Yeah,
so I had to restart 3 times down there, moving from the city to moving down to Virginia. And then we moved to Maryland, had to restart all over. Your commute to work was like an hour and a half. That was just like the normal thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, the marriage didn't work out. We got separated, divorced. And then I had to move back to the city. I had to figure out, like, what was I going to do? Yeah. So, like, I just started texting some of my friends. I was talking all the time, but, my buddy Ronnie T., shout out to Ronnie.
Yeah, he's a Patio X guy.
Yeah,
right?
So he put me on with Patio X. I was there. I came back, and he was like, all right, I'll put you there once a week, weekend, all that stuff. I have another friend who put me with his companies. He did security cameras and all that stuff. So I was hired there as a project coordinator. Oh, nice. So I was very fortunate enough to be able to have people in my corner.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I gotta give you credit though. Like on a real note, is like to restart 3 times.
Yeah,
I can only imagine, bro. Like you go to Virginia, you have to reset. You have to meet all new people. Got to network again. You go to Maryland, got to network again. You come back to Philly, you kind of have to network again too, because it's been a while. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Now you're a full-time DJ, right?
Yeah, full-time DJ. It's been a year now. Quit my job last year, so full-time DJ.
Took the plunge.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to juggle both. Working the 9 to 5 and then DJing. You're doing 6-7 days a week.
Doing the 9 to 2.
Retired. Coming back. Just you're out all hours of the night and day. So it's just took a toll. And I was like, you know what? This is what I truly love to do.
Yeah. You can't be doing them South Philly benders you usually do.
Well, yeah. When I came back, man, I was just freaking having so much fun.
No, but yeah, man, that's like it's impressive, and like having to obviously like having a schedule like that and being able to manage both is like borderline impossible. Yeah. If you want to be I feel like if you want to be like in any type of nightlife, I respect anyone who has 2 jobs and is a DJ because dude, that shit is not easy. Like no, I got fired from my job because I just couldn't make meetings, like just straight up like. But it was like obviously a blessing in disguise. And do you feel like since you've dove so deep into DJing and you started when you were 16, you knew you loved it. Yeah. Do you feel any type of like silver lining to being like, to having to restart again and to like be just like, you know, fully in on yourself? Like, do you think there's any silver line to that when you like now looking back at it?
Yeah. I mean, life's too short, you know. Like we're fortunate if we make, you know, fairly good money and all that stuff. So we work a couple hours a week, you know, a couple hours a day.
You're good,
and
bro.
like
Just turn it up, it'll be fine.
yeah, it's all good.
There you go, bro.
Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, like, you know, we're fortunate enough to be able to do what we love to do, you know, and you know, it's just life's just way too short. So just giving it all to, you know, DJing, you know, it's just a great opportunity to do that. So
Yeah, it's become, and you have really good people in your corner too.
yeah. I'm very fortunate. If everyone's always messing around, you know, you know, there's not one person you don't know, especially like, you know, South Philly cousins and all that funny stuff, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, you grew up in South Philly.
Yeah, born and raised South Philly.
So you got all like, so yeah, because like it's so funny. We always make jokes when Salvatore comes out for your birthday, and you know you're shit like that. You're slick back and all.
Slick back, yeah. People, I throw curveballs. A lot of people think I'm quiet. I'm not that quiet.
Nah, yeah. I've noticed that.
Salvatore, yeah.
I've noticed
slick
that.
back. It was hilarious.
I think it was like, what was it like? It was probably, I'm trying to think when we really first met. It was like probably a year ago, little under a year ago. Started seeing you out. I'm like, oh, who's that quiet kid that I always see out?
I know.
And then we ended up chopping up and talking.
I'm not that quiet. Come
Quigs
talk
ain't
to
quiet,
me. Don't be
man.
scared of me.
nah, but
I'm learning how to not to be as quiet as I am.
Yeah.
You know?
And so you do a lot of like the mummers and stuff too, right?
Yeah. So
I've always tried to understand that, like that whole the mummers dynamic, and I just like I'm trying to wrap my head around it. It's nuts. You guys are all insane. Like it's the way you drink, the way you like celebrate and party is like another level. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really big in South Philly. People live for it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm always on the outside of it. Good friends of mine, Louis, Doodles, they're part of the Vikings captain and vice president and all that stuff. So I'm always around. DJing on the back of the truck a bunch of times for them. I'm a part of the Mummers Brigade too. The Americans were wenches.
Yeah.
You know, we just go out, start drinking early in the morning.
Who introduced you to that whole culture?
Just something. Just something.
Just
South Philly just automatically. I have family who are in the other Mummers Brigades, all that stuff. So when I was in grade school, I had joined a Mummers Brigade because everyone else was doing it. You know, that's just like you do it. Like you're from South Philadelphia, you're part of the Mummers. So but yeah, it's just that it's fun. It's really a fun day. January 1st, but my favorite day of the year is coming up, March 10th.
March 10th. Wait, what was that? You were telling me.
St. Patty's Day parade day.
Oh, so it's the 10th is the parade.
Parade,
day.
yeah. So me and my best friend Brian, we go out. We start our day off at Terranog. We eat. They start coming with the bagpipes and all that stuff. And it's like, you know, all day drinking, but you know, it's not as rush. You know.
Why not the 17th? Isn't that actual Patty's Day?
Yeah, it is the 17th. I mean, St. Patty's Day is, but I don't know why they don't do the 10th.
Interesting. And then what's like? So is your
I mean, why they do the 10th?
Your family? They pop out too. What's your family situation like? I never really asked you that.
No, my dad's not really involved with the mummers and stuff. I kind of do a little bit different than, like, you know, my family. They don't do the mummers. But my dad actually has been coming out the past couple of years. You know, like I said, I'm affiliated with the Vikings. One of my good friends, Louis, is the captain. So they won the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Like 2 years. Yeah, they went back to back.
Won this past year, right?
Yeah. So
nice.
I'll go do my thing during the daytime as a wench, go out, act up.
That's all right.
And then I hop on the back of the truck with Phil Ponzo and Joe Dino. And then I close out with them and DJ with them on the back of the truck. We go back to Clubhouse and that's where the fun's at.
Do you consider you and your family close?
We I don't know, another thing. I lost my mother at 17. So I went through 2 tragedies. So, you know, the divorce and then with my mother. So I lost my mom at 17. So when that happened, like, she was like the glue. She's like, you know, everyone, you know, she kept everyone together. So when she left, you know, took a hard on my dad, took a hard on all of us. You know, we were young. And I just started DJing too. So I'm very fortunate enough that she knew that I was a DJ. I remember my first gig. I did a 12th grade graduation party in 2010, and I remember her coming in. She was sitting on the couch, and you know, she's asking, "Oh, how was the party?" and all that stuff. It was good. So, but yeah, so once we lost her, you know, everything just went into mayhem. You know.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, bro.
It's all good.
I don't think we really ever touched on that.
No.
Ever. I know it's probably something you don't like to talk about, but And so you have siblings as well?
Yeah, so I have an older brother, a younger brother, and I have a little sister.
Okay.
So like when that happened, we just like my little siblings, they were were young at that point, so they were dead, and I was 17. My head was on my shoulders. I was working, and all that stuff. So about to graduate school, and then we kind of went our separate ways a little bit. But in time now, now we're closer. Like my older brother lives with me. My sister just had 3 boys. Well, she has 3 kids. She just had a set of twins.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So
set of twins.
Set of twins. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I could tell.
Her kids are the best.
From my experience, I'm a twin, so my mom, sure, she had her hands full. So I can only imagine. But congrats, man.
Yeah.
That's
thank
awesome.
you. Yeah. So we're close now.
That's good.
We got much closer.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I said, I could never imagine that, and I honestly never knew that, to be honest with you. Like, never really asked you that, and like that's just like I can only imagine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when going through that, like, do you think now, like, do you dedicate a lot to her in your life?
Yeah, I mean, I do. Like, my mom, like, she was my best friend growing up, so like, I know she wouldn't want to be upset, want me to be upset and all that stuff. So she always pushed me to do good, and I just, just try to just just focus on, making her happy. But me being there for my siblings, just being there for myself, like, so. Yeah.
How important has it been being there for yourself? I mean, because, you have, your mother, I'm sure she's instilled amazing qualities in you. Having to be there for yourself at this point in your life, like, how have you been, how do you attack that? How do you go about something like that? Like, because like a lot of us, I think we're all in the stage where, we have our careers, we have what we're doing, but it's like we have to be there for ourselves sometimes. How do you tackle that? Like, is there anything you do on a daily basis to like, take care of yourself, take care of your body, reaffirm that? How do you do that? How do you take care of yourself?
So like, I always just think to myself, there's always someone that's going through worse than we are. Like we're fortunate enough to see, breathe, walk, smell, have a roof over our house, have food. So that's how I usually deal with it. So, but yeah, like, I just keep myself busy.
That's good.
And focus, set goals.
Good.
Manifest everything. I'm very fortunate where I'm at now, and you could tell, like, a lot of people tell you how humble and nice I am, and I just treat people the way that I want to be treated. You're
just stand on business, Quigs.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something about goals. It's a new year, 2024.
Yeah.
What are some goals you have this year?
I want to learn how to make remixes and produce.
Nice.
So I want to take it to that next level. Like when I'm getting on the radio with Q102, straight out to Nugget, and plus I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, dude, you deserve every ounce
you.
of that, man. It takes a lot of work and consistency to do that, which is great.
Yeah, so that's like big. Like I'm very grateful for that. So just want to continue to brand, grow my name.
Yeah.
Brand, try to get into newer spots.
Yeah.
So,
that's dope, though, man.
But
is there anything go ahead, finish your sentence. I don't want to cut you off. But.
That's okay. Yeah. So the next step is just to, become an artist. Just start playing in other cities. So
yeah, just grow the Quigs brand, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything that the that the nightlife, the constant, because it's like it definitely takes a toll on you for sure.
Yeah, it does,
physically, mentally, everything. Is there anything that the nightlife industry has like really like taught you, like in your few years of like the hustle?
It's got to stay relevant.
Yeah.
You constantly got to go out. You got to go network, show support. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, just constantly just going out, just being, but also as you're going out, listen to how other DJs play.
Yeah, just
because you're learning. Everyone's unique in their own way. I don't think there's not a bad person DJ or a worse DJ. Just everyone's unique.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, bro.
Yeah.
And so, like, outside of DJing, outside of nightlife, what do you like? Is there anything you really care about or passionate about when it comes to like outside of the DJing and all of that? I know you mentioned production and stuff like that, but is there anything you do outside of it?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been going to the gym lately for the past like 3 or 4 months, so I've been really focused on that. Just invest in myself mentally, physically. So just staying consistent with that, and just making memories. I've seen my nephews pretty often, but yeah, just setting goals and just conquering them. So
that's dope, man. That's awesome. And so I want to dive into Q102 a little bit because I'm sure a lot of people are curious about it, and you know it's a cool opportunity, and you know yeah. So like when you're like when part of Q102, like you have to make mixes, like so it's like every week, or you have to do like what is there like requirements? Like what do you do on a weekly basis? Because like I said, it's a pretty cool thing to be able to tell someone, and so I'm sure for everyone listening who's curious about what Quigs does on for Q102 and just want to like own his like daily basis when it comes to like perfecting his craft. Is there anything specific that you have to do?
Yeah, so we have to submit a mix once a month. They give us a song list. It's either A, B, C. So with the A's, we have to play every single song that's with the A's. And we have to start each mix. There's 2 20-minute mix segments with an A. So I like it. It just keeps me on my toes and just perfection the craft.
Yeah.
But I'm going to look into doing my own mix show, just like how you do.
Yeah, tight.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to come up with a name.
Yeah.
But, just staying irrelevant. So once when I release the mix for Q102, I would like to try to do something. I like house music. I'm really into house music.
Yeah.
So I want to try something once a month with that.
Yeah, that's how I feel like house has been like house is king right now, man. Yeah, house is definitely king. And so like you have like a favorite artist or artist you like or anything you like, anyone you look up to or anything like that?
Which it was James Hype, but I really like Hugo.
Yeah.
Hugo, yeah, he's awesome. That Afro house. I love drums.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I really like him. I'm actually going at the end of April. I'm going to DC for Glow.
Oh no.
With a couple of friends, and Hugo is gonna be on there, so I'm excited.
That's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
You go to a lot of concerts or no?
No, I just started going. To be honest with you, I went to Brooklyn Mirage. Last year we sold Joel Corey, which Brooklyn Mirage was dynamite.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I hear so many good things about it.
Dude, there's so many good shows. Like Dead Mouse, I saw him last year in Philly. I forget where it was, but he's going to be at the Brooklyn Mirage. I think like the 4th or it's going to be during the week.
Yeah.
He's going to do 2 shows, so I want to go. It sucks going on Fridays and Saturdays. They got these big acts and we're working.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's like that's the one tough part about like the industry is like you kind of lose track of it, to be honest. Like anyone who's a DJ, I'm sure can understand. Like you kind of lose track. Like you're working every weekend. Your goal is to work on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like because like you are the party. If you're playing great spots, it's cool. But like sometimes you're just like, dude, like you need a day off. That's why like, I give myself some days off sometimes. I don't know if you do as well, but like I know you're booked a lot, and it's definitely like definitely takes a lot out of you. And like even like with like Becca, like my girl, she goes like, Kev, like can we just like have a night out to ourselves one time? I'm like, yeah, like well, we'll work on it. I mean, we'll try to find some days, but nah, man. But and so when it comes to like your fitness journey, and I know we were kind of talking about it behind the scenes a little bit, like your fitness journey, is that like something you're really pushing for this year?
Yeah, it's what I'm really pushing. I'm pushing for that, just to just feel better about myself, build the confidence up.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're constantly investing in our brand, but you gotta invest in your body, your mind.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on now.
And
we have to, because we get caught up. You want to go out, drink,
all
that stuff, and then you start eating the late nights, you're eating the cheesesteaks and all, like we work 2 days a week, but we're sleeping during the week.
Exactly.
Sleeping a whole entire days away. So
yeah, and we've talked a lot about like right now, like your DJing and the career you have now. I'm really curious about like because I think about this sometimes too. Like when you were in high school, like how like you're just a different person. Like how like because when you're in high school, you don't really your priorities are a lot different.
Yeah.
Do you like look at who you were in high school and like see crazy differences and like how you've changed over like the years?
Yeah, I mean, I was more like muscular and all that stuff,
I mean, go. Yeah, Quick still got some muscle.
I do. I have muscles. Don't let me fool. Yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, especially like looking at older pictures when I first started DJing. I like had my laptop on like a speaker, like a little like CD speaker, and all that stuff. So looking back at that and then seeing what my setup is now, it's just like night and day. But it's hilarious. Yeah, I have to show you a picture. I saw you posted something up.
Yeah, because dude, it was
you've been DJing as long as I'm. Like,
I started when I was 16.
Yeah,
and it's just funny because like I always think about that. I even think about where I was. Like Snapchat memories have been so huge because I've been looking back and seeing where I was a year ago, 2 years ago, and it's like holy shit. Like it's just funny because like my mom. I don't even know how that picture came up, but I was like I was thinking to myself when I started, and I was looking for the post my mom made, and I found the picture. I shared the post, like re-quoted it, and it was just funny because I was looking like the stance and everything like that. But
Yeah.
nah, I mean, dude, like I always look back at like, you know, how far I've come in certain ways. Like,
Yeah.
obviously we're always looking ahead, but you know, it's tough because you can really get yourself consumed into a lot of the stuff. When it comes to like, you know, because your job really is to stay relevant. And
Yeah.
the job is to stay consistent
Yeah.
and busy. And it's not like there's a little bit less security, I feel like, when it comes to DJing. Not a lot of people talk about, but that's also, I feel like, is what creates growth, like in the best way possible. Like, dude, like when I was in we can speak on your job as well, but like, dude, I know when I was in my job, like I just knew, I was like, where do I end up? Like, where does this take me 5 years from now? You know, whereas like if you're DJing or you're creating or you're an entrepreneur, we're all essentially entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you're an entrepreneur, and it's like, where can that take me in 5 years? And that's what I think about all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in my head or I'm thinking about stuff, like I'm just like, where would I be at in 5 years if I stayed in a secure job than me doubling down and betting on myself, you know?
Yeah. So you're working for somebody else. Why not work for yourself?
Yeah, you create your brand and everything like that. And, you know, and it's like, so like when you're working your job, like, were you happy? Like, what was going through your head?
Yeah, I mean, you got to report, you know, whether you like it or not, you have to report, like, you know, if you're sick, you know, if you don't have the sick time, you know, you can't take days off. Yeah. But like, it's just, you know, you're miserable.
Like if you weren't a DJ, do you know what you would have wanted to do if you weren't?
Yeah, like I said, I was a shop right when I was 16. I was working before I moved.
And that's normal. I was at Chickies and Pete's when I was 16. I was a food runner.
Yeah. When I moved away, I was working for the city of Philadelphia. So I was working my way up to hopefully be a supervisor, you know, and hopefully a director, you know, if that's, you know, that's your next level.
But like before that, did you have any idea of what you wanted to do?
I was going to go into the military right out of high school.
Really?
Yeah, I was actually reporting to try to get in the Air Force.
Sergeant Quigs, like, dang.
Yeah, so I was reaching out to because originally out of high school, I committed to Penn State. And then I was like hearing the numbers, the money. I was like, this is just not me.
It's a lot.
Screw that stuff. Like, so I was like, all right. Like, I was always into like GI Joes and stuff like that. Like, so I was trying to get in the military, and I tried to get in with the Air Force, and they just weren't answering my phone calls. I don't know what. I don't know if the recruiter just wasn't answering my phone calls. And I was actually at a Russell Flats concert over at BBT or wherever it was back there.
Camden.
So I missed a phone call, and I tried calling him back, never answered. So,
wow,
you know, and I was DJing in high school, so I was like, you know, I'm making pretty good money. Why?
Just made sense, right?
Why just, you know, just stick with something that I love doing, you know?
Yeah, shout out Rascal Flats. Where else you want to be right now?
That was a great concert.
Yeah, you'd be in like Baghdad or some shit.
Yeah, so like I did wanted to join the military. I would have been a lifer, you know. I would have did 20 years, and you know. But you know, that happened in the past. I'm very fortunate enough where I'm at now. Yeah. With the DJing, just got great people, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
In my corner.
Yeah.
Shout out to Smooth. He helped me out with getting my name. You know, just I have such. Yeah. We never would have met, you know, if the opportunity, you know, Tonka, like all these guys that I'm with, you know, Brett, you know, Finesse, real good friend of mine. Yeah. Jimmy Six, like, you know, I would never have those opportunities if I would have done the military.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, man, you would have, your career path would have definitely been different. And
even with my divorce, everything happens. Yeah, you know, for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, bro. And yeah, shout out to those guys too, man, because a lot of it is collaboration and people taking chances on you, betting on you, and all these people have done that in some capacity, which is really cool. And like, and you know, it's just interesting because you look at a lot of times, like I said, like who you are as a human being, like you're like one of the nicest down to earth dudes in the world, and it's like you'd be crazy not to give someone like you a chance, because you always deliver, you always do really good at your job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to try to do my best.
Yeah, man, and think about like the military. It's just like everything does like happen for a reason. That's why I you know, you always try to take little things like that, and in the process of like kind of resetting, is something you like kind of explored, like the, you know, the concept of like everything does happen for a reason, and not to just like, you know, take everything for what it is.
Yeah, that's one big reason why I don't have my daytime job anymore. Yeah, you know, we're not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You know, I can leave here and God forbid something happens. You know, so get to do something that you love to do and just run with it. You know. Yeah. So I just picked DJing. You know, this is what I love to do. You know, there's so many other ways to do. You know, if the artist thing doesn't work, get back into private events.
Yeah.
You know, I also want to invest in properties, but like I said, like you work so hard, and you know, you never know what's gonna happen. So
Yeah. Do you think a lot of those qualities are like what like your mom instilled in you?
yeah, it helped me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely helping out, and just seeing her. I lost her at a young age. She was 40 years old when she passed away, so she's
wow.
young, you know.
Yeah.
So
What did she pass from, if you don't mind me asking?
it was sudden. It was like 1 week. She just started feeling like, you know, wasn't feeling good. So each day was something different. We were bringing her to the hospital, and she just didn't make it. So
Yeah, I'm
it's
sorry.
a kidney failure.
Mm.
You know, like I said,
Damn.
it happens. It made me stronger.
Yeah.
That's the worst. I don't know, like losing,
Yeah.
like out of a parent. Obviously, a parent's bad.
Yeah.
The lose, but a mother is just
Yeah.
very special in your heart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. I try not to take anything for granted. I actually, just, like, I'll say I went to my mom's house yesterday with my girl. And we watched The Bachelor
there you go.
because I called her. Well, I hit up my mom and was like, I don't go. No, so I went because I hit her up yesterday and I was like, you know, I just haven't seen my mom in a while. You know what I mean? Like she just like kind of like she like broke her wrist, so she was dealing with that. But it's like sometimes you get so focused and caught up in like what you're doing, and you kind of lose focus in terms of like family and stuff. Because you know we're on the grind, we're hustling right now, and it's like really tough. And to have the luxury of being able to go see your mom, your dad, and going to see them like, you know, 15, 20 minutes down the street or down the road, it's like I try to think about that sometimes. And is that something you also take into account too? I know you live with your older brother, but like with your dad, like what's your relationship like with your dad?
I talk to him every day. He lives in Delaware.
Nice.
So when I moved back with my grandmother, my older brother. So I've been helping her out a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, I stay in contact. I talk to my dad every day. My sister, you know, I shoot my little brother. He lives with my dad in Dover, Delaware. So
nice.
I mean, it's important. Like, you know, getting caught up. You know, time just flies by. You know, you're always out and about. Like you're like me. I'm not a homebody. I'm like always out.
Yeah.
Doing something, you know, either helping friends out or just enjoying life. But you got to make sure that you know, always check in. You know, you're born with you know, one father, one mother. You know, your family.
Yeah.
You know,
and take it in. And I think as we get older, we start to realize that you just celebrated your 30th birthday, correct?
Yep.
Happy birthday, Quigs.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I wish I was at pace that night.
30-30.
The 30-30.
Had a ball.
What do you think? I mean, I kind of asked this question already, but like, you know, in terms of like your 30s, like what are you manifesting?
So I'm about to create an LLC and just go under the LLC, just to have as a background, you know, just like, God forbid something else to happen with the artist. You know, I'll have an entertainment company that I'm going to build in the meantime. I give myself 10 years to you know, conquer what I can do, and you know, I don't want to work after 40, and I'm going to pick and choose when I want to work. Yeah. Unless if the whole artist thing comes out, you know, still have to learn how to make music and all that good stuff.
Yeah, but just take your time and you know, and yeah, I think the way I look at certain things like that, like goals and stuff like that, is like I just like speak it as consistent as possible and just see where you end up. You know what I mean? Like, and so like you've reset your life essentially 3 times. Not many people can say that. Not many people have gone through some of the tragedies you went through, which is ultimately made you the human being that you are. You are, you know, you're a stellar human being. You're a great guy. Love being around you. Love hitting you up on Wednesdays. You want to go get some wings. Go see Tonka at McGillicuddy's. Like, I love that shit. And it's like, I want to ask you, and for people watching, your friends, family, peers, whatever, like, when it comes to like resetting your life and really dialing in on yourself, you know, going through an unfortunate divorce and the mother of your passing at 17 years old, like I said, you know, God bless her soul. Is there anything that you could tell someone that, you know, is going through a reset or is, you know, in an impeding reset, which means they know that eventually it's coming? Like someone who's reset their lives 3 times, you know, DJing aside, I don't want to talk about that. You know, there's so many, you can go on YouTube University if you want to learn how to DJ. I'm talking about as a human being, like you've reset your life 3 times. You've had to battle this 3 times. It's like the confusion, the unnecessary, not knowing what's going to happen next, essentially. How did you get through that? And what's some advice you would give to someone who's been through that?
There's always going to be, you know, a brighter day. You know, there's always your life's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to go up and down. There's always going to be, you know, just got to keep your head up. Keep your head up and just, you know, things will get better. Yeah. And like I said earlier, like it's just, there's always someone that's going the worse than what we're going through. Yeah. So just keep your head up You
Nice.
know.
Yeah. And then and I know it's a blanket statement.
Yeah.
When you say keep your head up, how did you get yourself to do that? Like
Use the negativity and just turn it to a positive.
Mm,
You know, I've said that I was going to do this, I was going to do that, you know, and I stood focused to it, and I'm doing it, you know, as the time
Yeah.
comes. You know, Rome wasn't built overnight, so just,
right.
you know, like I said, keep your head up and just stay focused,
Yeah.
set goals and go for them.
I like
Anything's
that.
impossible as possible in life.
Yeah. I like that a lot,
Yeah.
bro.
Thank you.
Good shit, man, dude. Quigs, I really appreciate you coming on and chopping it up, man.
Thank
And
you, Kev.
like I said, hopefully I get to see Salvatore out soon. We can have one of those nights.
How you doing?
But not,
We'll be out soon. We'll be out.
Yeah, man. So dude, like I said, I really appreciate it, man. Because like I said, a lot of people, you're out in the city. You play a lot of great places, do a lot of great things. But you know, like people like myself, I really want to learn about you too as well. You know, gotten really close over the past few months, which is really great to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, man, I just wanted to chop it up and learn about you. And like I said, shout out to your family. And you know, I'm sorry about everything you went through, but ultimately I feel like it led us to this moment. And also ultimately like who you're going to be down the line. You know, you sound like you have an idea, you have a mission, you have a goal, and you're not going to settle for anything less than that. So I can only respect that as a man and as a peer. So appreciate you coming on the pod, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, this has been Loft with Quigs. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Kev Nichols. That's Christopher Quigley, aka DJ Quigs, aka Salvatore, aka the South Philly Don, aka the Viking,
The dad that stepped up.
aka the dad that stepped up. That's right. Perfect, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace.